Hello and welcome to Piano Shack with me, Woody. Now, bombshell, a range of keyboards cannot play bass properly. They can fake it, they can bluff it, but they are awful bass players. Let me tell you why. Now, I know a little bit about this. I play bass guitar myself. I'm quite proud of my left-hand bass on Hammond organ, for example. And I've played keyboards in plenty of bands that have fantastic bass players. And of course, just like you, I listen to a lot of music and love the bass lines, the sound of the bass guitar, and really tune into that when I'm listening to music. I'm not just singling out KORG here or the PA, it's the same issue on all a range of keyboards from Roland, Yamaha, Casio, or whoever. Although the sounds are pretty good, the keyboard itself doesn't really know how to play bass properly. It sounds like a real noob, in fact. Let me explain why. Let's demonstrate this in the key of C. I'll do the start of a blues progression, just going from C to the F. So 4 beats of C. C to the F, back to C. The most basic bass pattern, level 1, would just be to play the root notes every beat of the bar. So 4 beats to every bar would sound like this. Or you could play half time. Or just on the first beat of the bar. Or you could swing it. Level 2 would be adding the 5, 1 to the 5, so you get a pattern like this. That is very safe. That's not going to clash with what's going on in the right hand, and it doesn't really matter what chord you're leading into. That kind of thing will work, and that is what I hear most arranger keyboards playing. We'll take a listen to this one in a minute and see how it does. You could also swing it. Or do it like this. Or like this. Or you could go down. That's level 2. Level 3 would be starting to add some chromatic passing notes to the bass line. So, be something like this. Well, that wasn't chromatic, but I'm leading into the note. Let's try a chromatic. You can lead from above or lead from below, like this. That was from below, here's above. So the bass player now is leading in, he's anticipating the next chord, or she. That was an example of what we're going to come to next on the next level, a full walking bass. And in most musical genres, the bass player will tend to anticipate and lead into the next chord, like in this example. It takes a lot of time and effort for me to run this channel and make these videos. All I ask in return is that you subscribe. It costs you nothing, it's just a click, but it means a lot to me. Thank you so much in advance. Okay, level 4, I think we're on level 4, I've lost count, is the most advanced, and this is what you'll hear most bass players playing. Any bass player worth his salt will walk into the next chord, so it will sound like this. There are many different variations. We can walk down to the next chord or walk up to the next chord. Let's try a few variations. We've got these little grace notes, accents and mutes, which is quite common. I'll do a few of those. Sorry for the blunders. Okay, I've selected Jazz Quartet, muted some of the parts, so we just have bass, drums, piano. Let's take a listen and see what the arranger keyboard is doing in the bass line. Another variation, I'm just hearing ones and fives. Still ones and fives. It's not walking, but it should be, in my opinion. Let's try variation 3. Still no walking bass line, no chromatic passing notes. There we go. Not bad, actually not bad. I'm quite impressed with that, a lot better than I thought it would be. I haven't heard any other arranger keyboards doing that well. Let's try playing something a little bit more unpredictable. And I'm going to go to a different style as well. Let's try the first one, which is often the best one. We've got, let's see, modern big band, and I'm going to go straight to variation 3. I think it's faking it. I don't know what you guys think. It's just playing a pattern over and over again without really leading into the next chord. But it sounds pretty good. I mean, it's bluffing, obviously, to my ears, but I suppose that would get you by if you want to fake it. Well, the keyboard is actually doing a more convincing job than I thought it would. Let's try something else. I'll do something in F here, using now the full keyboard chord detection mode and a style called Under My Swing, variation 1. Here we go. Everything muted, except bass and drums. Let's get the walking bass. yet. Didn't do quite so well there, a lot of 1s and 5s, so the bass player was in fact just bluffing there. I'll see if I can find an example in another genre. There I hear the same thing. The bass player is just playing patterns, not really anticipating or walking into the next chord, but it still actually surprised me. It sounded pretty good. So what are the solutions? Well, for a real-time arranger like this, that is reacting in real time to the chords that I'm playing, I don't think there is a solution actually. You see, the keyboard has no way of knowing which chord I'm going to next. Now, I may be playing a 12-bar blues progression, so perhaps it could figure that out, but another player might do something completely unexpected, and then the bass player will be totally lost. What I was thinking though, these instruments do have chord sequences, so I can pre-program an interesting sequence of chords. But even then, the keyboard doesn't take into consideration how to lead nicely from one chord to the other. And it's not just the bass I'm talking about here. All instruments, piano, guitar, will tend to lead into the next chord with a progressive or transition chord. Us musicians very rarely jump abruptly from one chord to another chord. We always try and lead gently into the next chord change, as you know. But there's no excuse if you pre-program and sequence the chords. Then I think the keyboard in future generations of arranger keyboards should have some form of, dare I say, artificial intelligence to generate a more authentic bass line that takes us smoothly from one chord into the next. I mean, that can't be all that hard, surely. I'm thinking about a program I have on the PC called Band in a Box that also works by pre-programming chords, then it will generate the accompaniment for you. But even that fails to do nice walking bass lines if you go to an unexpected chord. It's got kind of pre-programmed patterns for the most common chord progressions, but do something out of the box and it sounds terrible. I thought that was an interesting topic and I hope you agree. I don't want to bash these keyboards today or be negative. I'm just explaining really the challenges of emulating a real musician in an arranger keyboard. Do let me know in the comments what you think. I'd love to hear your opinions. Thanks again for subscribing. I'll see you next time. Cheerio.